So it's actually been a couple of years since I wanted to do this video, and a lot of people actually told me, hey, why don't you just record the stuff that you're doing at home? We want to see what you're doing. So this is actually it. I'm going to demo all the stuff that I put up throughout these years. Pretty much started in 2016, but I've continued building some of these devices over the years. Haven't had much time, but I'm going to go and demo some of the things that I'm actually working on. This is a Google Home, the actual Google Home, and I've got plenty of Google Home Minis around the house to be able to control all these devices. And one of the first devices that I built was this tiny LED strip that I bought and connected over to a microcontroller, which is actually connected to the Google Assistant. So I can say, for instance, okay, Google, turn the sofa light off.
Okay, turning the sofa light off.
As you can see, the sofa light goes off. Okay, Google, turn it on.
Okay, turning the sofa light on.
There you go. And as I started to get into the habit of controlling everything with voice, I realized I needed to control all these lamps that I have around the house in a way, with Google Assistant. So what I did is I purchased many of these Wemo smart plugs or smart devices, and I just put them around the house. So you can do things like, okay, Google, turn on the floor lamp. And sure enough, that turns on the floor lamp. Okay, Google, turn on the reading lamp.
Sure, turning the reading lamp on.
And here's another example. Okay, Google, turn on the lamp.
Sure, turning on the lamp.
And I got to a point where I got really tired of using voice for everything. So I realized, hey, I need to use some sort of control panel. I need something to be able to control every device in the house without having to use voice all the time, especially at nighttime where you just don't feel like speaking, out loud to your Google Home or Google Home Mini. So I looked around the house and I thought, hey, why don't I just, maybe I could remove this thermostat that I have on the wall and put some sort of tablet here, bring in 5 volts with this cable that's already in there, and use, some application to control the devices. And I used to have the Google Weave app, but ever since Google stopped development of Google Weave, I migrated over to the Google Home app. And this is what you see here. So as you can see, we have our home, so all these devices. I'll go into the heater later. Speakers as well. Backyard camera, that's just a Nest Cam. You can actually see. Connecting. You can see the backyard there. If we go back, you can see all the devices that I have in the bedroom. Entryway, this is the lamp that you saw before. Kitchen, there's just a Home Mini there. Living room, you saw some of the lights before that I showed you. The TV is also connected over with a Wemo device. And, this basically made my life easier. And I'll tell you about the thermostat later, because you might be wondering what the hell happened with that. Security first, folks. About 5 years ago, I put a Nest Protect in every floor. If we go and press the button there.
In the entryway. Press to test.
And back in New York, I used to have these really nice radio control plugs that I purchased on Amazon. So when I moved over to Madrid, I was like, I need to get these things. So I found them on Amazon, bought 5 of them with 2 remote controls and put them on. But I think it was like 2 months into having these plugs over the house that I realized that I wanted to control them with the Google Assistant as well. So what I did is I got a device, a microcontroller, and I mimicked the radio signal that these remote controls are transmitting. So I haven't really used them anymore ever since, actually. Now I can do things like, okay, Google, turn on the speakers.
Okay, turning on the speakers.
And that goes on and turns the speakers. Okay, Google, turn the speakers off.
You got it. turning off the speakers.
And that little antenna right there is what's actually turning on the speakers. And it's powerful enough to actually turn on devices that are upstairs as well. Those smart plugs that I told you that I bought on Amazon are also upstairs. Going back to the hi-fi system, there's something I wanted to show you as well here. Every time I turn on the hi-fi system, it doesn't really turn on. It goes into standby mode. So I needed a way to actually get the hi-fi system to go into video mode. So whatever is playing over in the Chromecast audio, which is connected over to the system, starts playing. And in order to do that, there was two ways. Either get the remote control every time I turned on the hi-fi system, or have something that mimicked the actual infrared remote control. And that's exactly what this thing here does. It's an infrared LED that emits a little pulse every time the hi-fi system turns on. It's actually connected to a Trinket device. Let me go ahead and demonstrate how that works. Okay, Google, turn the speakers on.
Okay, turning the speakers on.
Stand by. A little bit. Boom. Video. If I say, okay, Google, play Wonderwall in the sofa area.
Sure, Wonderwall from Google Play Music. Playing on sofa area.
Okay, Google, pause the music. Okay, Google, resume. The cool thing about having homes, home minis, hi-fi systems connected with Chromecast audio, the cool thing about that is that you can actually start playing music all around the house. You can say things like, okay, Google, play music in the living room. Play music downstairs. Play music in the kitchen. Play music upstairs. Or why not? Okay, Google, play music in the entire house.
Okay, music from Google Play Music. Playing on entire house.
Here's another hi-fi system that I have over in the bedroom. Okay, Google, turn the speakers on.
Sure, turning the speakers on.
And it's going to go from standby to on. Boop, there you go. Another one of these radio control smart plugs. Okay, Google, turn on the phone charger.
You got it. Turning
Boom.
the phone charger on.
I actually have the same system on for my laptop charger, but apart from actually being able to control it with voice, I've created a bookmark on Chrome, Google Chrome, so I can actually press a button over from my browser and instantly turn on the laptop or on or off. It's pretty cool. So, if I'm running out of battery on my laptop and I don't want to, get up and connect the cable, I can just have it connected all the time and switch it on and off, as I want to. And I'm going to show you one of the devices that I'm most proud of. I bought one of these RGB LED strips on Amazon, and I thought, hey, perhaps maybe I could control the colors and the brightness using the Google Assistant. So I said, hey, let's go into that. Let's go ahead and try to do that. And here's the result. Okay, Google, change the bed light to blue.
Okay, changing the bed light to blue.
Change the color to red.
Okay, changing the bed light to red.
Change the color to light blue.
Sure, changing the bed light to light blue.
Dim the bed light 10%.
Okay, dimming the bed light.
Dim the bed light 50%.
Okay, dimming the bed light by 50%.
Brighten the bed light.
You got it, brightening the bed light.
Pretty cool, huh? Change the bed light color to purple.
Okay, changing the bed light to purple.
Turn the bed light off.
You got it, turning the bed light off.
Turn it on.
You got it, turning on the bed light.
Change the color to, I don't know, yellow?
You got it, changing the bed light to yellow.
Set the brightness to 100%.
Sure, setting the bed light brightness to 100%.
Thank you very much.
I'm happy to help.
I know you are. Thanks. And I'm downstairs to show you how I'm controlling heating. I have a Raspberry Pi there, which you can't really see. This is the only Raspberry Pi or microcontroller that I haven't actually put into a case because I thought no one's gonna really see it, so who cares? But I try to keep things tidy and neat. This is actually controlling the heater every time it detects that the temperature drops below a certain threshold. And here's where I'm actually transmitting 5 volts over to the tablet upstairs. It's this cable over here that was used before for the thermostat. Now it's just used to bringing over 5 volts to the tablet that you saw earlier. So we can ask Google what the temperature is in the house. Hey Google, what's the temperature in the house?
The heater is off and it's currently 20.5 degrees.
What's the humidity in the house?
The heater has a current humidity reading of 41%.
Thank you.
Looks like we're stuck in a thank loop. Thanks for thanking me.
Thank you. That thing that you see there is the actual sensor. It's sensing temperature and humidity. There's a microcontroller in there that you can't see that's publishing the temperature and humidity all the time, and that device downstairs is actually reading whatever number that thing is posting. If you don't want to complicate yourself, you can always buy one of these Nest thermostats. I just like to do things my way. And since I'm here promoting Nest products, I also recommend Nest Secure. Pretty cool when you can say, you can tell Google to activate your alarm system. It detects that you're away, automatically arms your system, and so on. I also want to get one of those Nest rings, so every time someone rings the bell, it can tell me over the entire house through a Google Home who's at the house or the front door, if it recognizes that person. And here's a Ratio watering controller that controls the sprinklers. You can use Google Assistant to turn it on and off, or the application.